Well, these three gaffs from Kemi Badenoch at PMQs turn it into a bit of a comedy show where, after Labour MP for that South Dorset, Lloyd Hatton, continued the tone of reminding everybody what a gaff machine our Kemi Badenoch really is. Well, did our KemiKaze improve on her underwhelming performance last week?
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister can plant as many questions as is like with his backbenchers. But at the end of the day, I'm the one he has to face at the dispatch box. And I welcome him, Mr. Speaker. I welcome him back from... Mr. Speaker, I welcome the Prime Minister back from his trip to Azerbaijan, where he has unilaterally made commitments that will make life more experience for everyone back home.
That will make life more experience? What? Don't you mean more expensive? Also, maybe attacking the trip to COP, as I say, might win over the swivel-eyed loons, but those affected by, the effects of climate change won't be too impressed, though, will they? Then someone mocked, for her pre-prepared questions.
Speaking of making life...
Order. Somebody's suggesting reading. I think if you notice, the Prime Minister also reads. So please get your Leader of the office.
And, Mr. Speaker, I can pre-prepare my questions, but he needs to answer from his mind. Yes. Speaking of making life...
Now the Prime Minister needs to answer from his mind. Is she now saying that she can have pre-prepared questions, but the Prime Minister can't have pre-prepared answers? Letty's 2.0 springs to mind for me. Well, then she thinks it was very fitting to pivot from COP to naturally weave to council tax. Naturally.
Responsible for the answers.
So he has made life more expensive with his unilateral commitments. But speaking of making life more expensive, will the Prime Minister confirm that he will keep the cap on council tax?
Mr. Speaker, she talks of the trip to COP. I'm very proud of the fact that we're restoring leadership on climate to this country, the UK. Because that will be measured in lower bills on energy independence and the jobs of the future. And in relation, and she may have missed, but on Monday I was very pleased to announce a huge order into jobs in Hull for blades for offshore wind. If she's opposed to that sort of action, she should go to Hull and say so. On the question of council, she knows what the arrangements are.
I think the House would have heard that the Prime Minister could neither confirm nor deny whether there was a cap in council tax was being raised. So I will ask him this question. How much extra does he expect local authorities will have to raise to cover the social care funding gap created by the Chancellor's budget and increases in employers' NI? He told the member for Edinburgh West just now that he was covering social care. How much extra does he expect local authorities to raise?
It's all very well, this knockabout, but not actually listening to what I said 3 minutes ago. It's a bit of a fundamental failure of the Leader of the Opposition. I just said £600 million.
Sorry for having you stare at our Priti Patel looking like she's chewing a wasp and seemingly enjoying it. But look at that face of Badenough. There's a look of someone who thinks they're absolutely acing this and got her opponent on the rope and is ready to land a knockout punch. But how much did you say, Prime Minister?
I repeat it, £600 million.
That he has repeated that number because he has probably not listened to the Labour-run LGA, who said that with no separate funding for the Chancellor's budget announcements, care providers will likely see increased costs, which will cost councils more, and all of the £600 in grant increase he is giving...
£600? Don't you mean 600 million, KemiKaze? I think we'll just leave it there because I think you guys have suffered bad enough. Now, people may say I'm being unfair because she misspoke, but remember, this is the one who's said she's perfect and doesn't make gaffes at all. And she made 3 in under 3 minutes, didn't she? And let's be honest here, if this is the best she's got at PMQs, Keir Starmer will have to keep declaring her as a gift that will continue to keep giving, won't he? People have been saying she achieved the impossible by making a performance this week even worse than last week. And being someone who clearly doesn't take kindly to advice, I not only think she won't improve, I don't even think she'll lead them into the next election either. And that's sad because we do need a good, strong opposition, don't we, to hold this government to account. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below. And if you enjoy everything House of Commons and Select Committee meetings, like and subscribe. And I'll just bid you farewell and take care, my friends.